Oh, it's not.
Yeah. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for being here today with the meetings with the mediums. It's getting to be summer, and so we are a little sparse in finding people to work with us. So we're going to keep trying to bring you that good entertainment if we can. If you know anybody that's a medium or a psychic that wants to come on for the summertime, maybe let us know. Or if you want to come on and talk about mediumship or whatever you'd like to do, then that would be perfectly fine. But welcome, Mark. Mark's on. You can catch Mark every day this week.
For some reason, I don't know why it all came at once. I kind of do know, like just for a quick second, Pan has been saying for a while, and you might heard, that there's this influx of new positive energy coming in right around with the summer solstice. And I really feel like I really felt it this week, not only mentally and emotionally, because that kind of lifted, and spiritually, but physically. And there's been like an influx of energy, like quite a bit of like nice positive. And it's like what he's been talking about. And I don't think it's just for me. I feel like
I think you're right.
General energy. So I just wanted to bring that up. That I think I feel it coming, like he said, and
it's like a wave; it knocks you down. Yeah.
Yeah, this is sort of a little bit of a reflection of that, or because I kept hearing, Mark, this is kind of the fact that so many different people on the same, would all say, "Hey, Mark, would you come on?" It was, just a little bit over than normal. So I don't know. It just felt like, oh, I see. And readings and stuff, just a lot of energy all came at once. So,
well, you also know it means you have to get all your shirts cleaned and lined up so that you have a new shirt for each show.
I ordered a whole bunch of them, and they're supposed to be here any minute. I'm so excited.
I just ordered one for my husband because he's a Hawaii shirt guy.
Yeah.
But I got it with Freddie Mercury holding his cats.
Oh.
And I hope he likes it because, I'm the one that's the Freddie Mercury nut. So, yeah. Anyway, we can say it's an ally shirt, right?
Yeah.
There you go.
Some new,
well, Terry, I want to say hello to you, too. I'm not ignoring you, and we're glad you're here, dear. And you've got the MeWe coming up on Saturday and Sunday where you're going to also be reading the room. What, Sunday morning again? Is it? Or
So yeah, when I go to the MeWe's, I usually there's a panel in the morning. So I go to the panel, and it's kind of like what we do here. People ask questions, and whoever answers, whoever's on the panel. And then I'll be giving just mini readings to people all day long. And I usually try to, for an hour each day, read a room so people can just come in and ask questions. And I have a lot of fun doing that. That's a lot really interesting. And people are kind of getting the hang of it. They're like, that's the lady who can read past lives. Let's go ask her something.
That is so cool, Terry. And I just love you have that opportunity to be, face to face. And
so strong. It's so different than this. There's a lot the same, but a lot that's different.
It's different. Yeah. Yep, that's true. Well, and Jean was asked to go to a expo in her area. So on Sunday, both Terry and Jean will be busy. And so Mark will be here with me. Thank you, Mark, until he then has an expo to go to next time. Not really, but it is the MeWe is in Linwood, Washington.
Washington,
right above Seattle.
Yeah, it stands for Metaphysical and Wellness Fair. So there's more than just psychic mediums there. There's people selling all sorts of things, crystals,
cards, rocks,
tinctures.
Oh, I love that. I love that. A spiritual fair, so much fun. Metaphysical fair. Ooh.
Yeah. People doing Reiki, people doing
bring your wallet.
Yes, you got to bring your wallet.
There's lots of cool stuff there. So hi, Deborah, Spirit Tribe Talk. It's nice to see you, Viviani. Isabella's here, and we saw a lot of people coming up. Let's see, Linnea, Wiki, Viviani. I already said that. Jessica, Gina M. Hi, Gina. Chris M. Who else is here? Starfish. Hi, Starfish. Lisa Foster. And yes, happy birthday to Wiki, who's having her birthday very
Hi.
soon. Yep. And who else do we
There's
have?
Carolyn Adams.
Oh,
Mhm.
Carolyn, T. Barb, Miss Mims. Oh my goodness.
Sure.
Linda De Gonzalez.
Yep, a lot of
Yes.
people here today.
A lot of
Yay.
folks here. Absolutely. Yes, please put your questions in caps. We will definitely get to them. As many as we can, that is. Jessica Lynn. Okay, I see you have a question, Linnea. I'm going to put that.
Isn't that such a good thing, you guys, that there is such a thing as a metaphysical fair?
I know.
Because, like, when I was a kid, if only.
Yeah. Yeah.
There'd be
I know.
go and kind of be all surrounded. I just think that's so good. That is a good
It is.
sign that
Yeah.
more and more people's interest is
Are
like
opening up. Yeah.
going.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Well,
check
Mark, it must have been that you were like in the anteroom of an anteroom, because not only are there not metaphysical fairs, but you can't be come out of the closet as a gay person then either. And
Yep.
so it's like you had all these
Yep.
backed up closets.
That's true.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. I
Who
just
needs
love to see the progress, though, and it's just so
Yes,
great. Think
it
of
is.
the
Absolutely.
kids these days are 20 years, or people our age who just still are just now going, hey, let's go figure that out.
Yep.
Mhm.
And Mark, we talked briefly behind the scenes about your new show that you're going to be having.
Yep.
Let the people know when that is and what you're going to be doing. They'll be
Well,
very
we just started it last night. I'm confused about the day of the week as usual. It's just called Rainbow Readers, Spiritual Guidance with a Colorful Flair.
Uh-huh.
And it's fun. It's really a few things for fun, number one. Number two, it's a place where I can invite guests, which I've been wanting to do for a long time. And I'm going to start out one-on-one, but then I also want to have like a couple at a time, stuff like that. But the focus too is to shine light or spotlight on LGBTQ community, because I've been getting a lot of slams lately. And also those that are also in the metaphysical community, they sort of do both. And of course, allies to the LGBTQ plus community.
That's
because we depend on them. And, like I was saying, throughout my life, my best friends are heterosexual allies.
That's right. That's
I don't
right.
just have loads of gay friends, and I was born to heterosexual, so like most gay people. So, it's really just to put that spotlight a little bit. I wouldn't, except it just feels necessary.
It is. It is. Yes.
Sort of have that, but then we're going to read on somebody from history or present, or
Right.
past, who has some kind of a connection there. And then we're just going to, whoever my guest is gets to pick the topic of questions from the viewers, and we'll do that. And
Okay.
it's been fun. I was kind of nervous, which is weird,
no, you're
but I felt so good about, I'm just so happy I did it. It just felt, I don't know, and it felt good to have that little spotlight on there. So anyway.
And we do have a lot of readers that are gay. And we have a lot of readers that have gay grandchildren or gay children or just are have good friends. Most of my best friends were gay men, so I just get along fine with gay men. Yeah.
So that's Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern. I'm doing something in the evening too instead of the daytime.
During the day. Excellent. Well, thank you, Mark. And Terry and I will both be allies at some point. So I can't wait to do that with you at some point. But no hurry, Mark. We'll get there when our time is our time. So thank you.
Yep.
All righty. So let's go ahead and start with some questions. Isabella, what do my guides say I should be my next step on my spiritual journey? Classes or an Akashic record reading, or maybe something else? Well,
Bella.
Yes, Garen Robinson, you're right. Hi, Hypnicity.
I'm almost ready. Go ahead.
I'll be quick. Mine isn't too long. I asked your guides what's kind of the next step, and so they kind of were on my stage, and they produced a great big fruit bat, and they're showing me the fruit bat, and then they reach in and they grab fruit, and at first it looks like a fruit, and then it looks more like a crystal ball, and I'm like, what do you mean by this? And they're just saying, we want her to get a reading, get a reading. So just choose a reading, choose the, whatever reader you're uh, most connected to, or kind of calls to you. And that's all I got.
And they might be able to put you in a direction also with the Akashic Record reading guy if you're interested. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Mark.
There is that guy that does those.
Yeah, Bob.
Bob Dunges. Yeah. Bob does.
Had a reading from him. Yeah, he's good.
Yes.
Well, Isabella, for one thing, the guys are saying they like what you're doing already. They're kind of on board with you. They feel like you're doing a good job. Meditation's always a good thing, that you don't have to like pay for anything. Nothing against paying for stuff. I love it. Do it all the time. But they are reminding you too to just keep your little few minutes of tuning in to source, or whatever you want. They're not talking about a big thing. It's more like, don't forget your private time between you and the creator. But they give me all these. I love these 3 cards. And this is a new deck that I haven't used. Love is Love. But Queen of Wands. So, wands are spirit body, and they like that you're on a spiritual like war path. Actually, this card's kind of telling me, see if I can get a little bit clearer. She's a mighty warrior, it looks like, throwing around that magic and energy. And then they also say 9 of Cups. So, it's like you have a multitude of options around you, and the universe will kind of present opportunities or ideas for you to pursue. Kind of like, go, look at this one. Look, they're already kind of all around you. You sort of have an abundance of choices. And then, as if that wasn't enough, I just threw 3 cards. They kind of got emotional, physical, and spiritual bodies. And then the 10 of Pentacles. So it's so much about all kinds of choices. So again, with your heart, what kind of sings to you? I can never get, that's a little better. And that it's there for you, they like where you're, what you're on, the path you're on, and you're just going, pick those things as they come on. Yeah.
Pick them as they come. Yeah, you're certainly worthy for getting readings, taking classes. Sometimes the taking of the classes opens you up a little bit more, and then you find what you're really interested in. So that's a possibility for you. But just remember, you are at the point where you're ready for all this stuff to come in. But you don't want it to come in so fast that it takes you out into the ocean somewhere. You want to take your time with it. There may be some shadow things that you may have to drop. I don't really sense you as an angry person, but we all have a opposite side. We have our regular side, we have our shadow side, and it could be you need to drop a little bit of it, or maybe take a look at it. But the way you can do it actually is just being in gratitude for all the abundance that surrounds you, and ask your guides and your angels to point you in the direction of the person you want to do a reading or do the, want to ask about a class or whatever it is that you're doing. And I think that it will come to you, Isabella. I really do. Thank you, dear. Yeah. Oh, Annie, you're going to fall asleep? What do you want us to do? Should we push you? Oh, you must. I didn't sleep well last night.
And good night.
All you have to do is look at Alaska and then you're tired.
There you go. In her favorite position. She's such a crack up, the way she
is a crack up. She's part of the entertainment on this show. All right. So Linnea, are you going in the right direction? Okay.
Am I going in the right direction?
Okay. I'm going to show you the card I pulled for you, Linnea, and it says, I am calm and safe in the midst of chaos. So if you are feeling like, I don't know if I'm going in the right direction or not, am I going, I'm turning this way or turning that way, and the world is really chaotic right now, trust that you are in the right place at the right time, and that you are safe wherever you are with your thoughts and your words, trying to negotiate what you need to negotiate in these very, very crazy times.
So when I tuned in, of course, my guides took the big picture. Well, of course you're going in the right direction. You can never not go in the right direction. Eventually they showed them spinning you around and moving you towards that direction. But I suspect you want a more specific answer. And so it would actually be helpful if you had a more specific question. But what I do see, they're perfectly happy right now with you, but I see and you're moving in my vision to the right, which for me is the future. So you're going in the right direction. You're not going to the past. But I see that the path that you're on is like streaked with white and pink and fuchsia and red and dark red, all shades of pink and red. I want to say that has something to do with some sort of romance you're in, but I really don't know. All I know is that it seems like you're going in the right direction. They're showing me your path is very, very romantic colors. That's what I'm seeing.
Love it. I got right away in my head the same time it was saying it to Terry, was saying that to me. Yes, well, of course, you're going around. That whole big story. I heard all that too. And that you are going in the right direction, of course, and of course, just keeping, your intention. I always say just keep pledging that you're on the love train. That helps you stay on the right direction too. It's about your intention and stuff like that. But Spirit will always keep your path lit for you. So, it's watching out for you. You got this little beautiful candle.
Mm-hmm.
Now, having said that, the right direction doesn't always just go in a straight line right out in front of you. And I do feel like a hard right or something. This odd airplane came up, but it feels like, whoop, looking up, look over there. And like, it's still the right path, but it seems like you went, you saw a little and you went down there for a little bit because you're digging into something a little new than you've been on so far. So starting a new chapter kind of. And then not only do I get this bulldozer for clearing out the way, but then sprout right after that.
Things will come up.
Yep.
Wow.
Growing in a new direction a little bit. So this is the right direction, but it's going to lead you on a little curve. So don't be surprised by that. You know, you'll just go, "Ooh, oh, look, I'm going over there." But, you know, it's something your heart likes. You know, it feels good. Like it feels like, oh, this is a good way to be of service. Yeah.
Absolutely. Oh, Deborah, your question disappeared. Put it in again, honey.
I saw
I'll tell you
about her dog or something.
I know. I do have it. I do have it here.
Oh.
I have Wiki, Deborah, Hypnicity, Viviani, Jessica, Spirit Watcher Suzanne, Miss Mims, Chris M, and Aaron. And that's it. We can't do any more than that right now. Rhonda just wants us to remind us to pray for Canada and their horrific fires, and also to us here in the United States, because we're getting all of that residue. And, you know, it just shows, we talked about this on my last show today, was that we are all one. You know, the borders don't matter. No, with the smoke, you know. But I do know Joe Biden sent over 600 firefighters. So we're doing our best to get there. All right. Okay, so let me get back to the list. So Wiki, a message from her mom. Her name is Maria Luisa or Nina. Let's see. They kind of went through their birth together, so she'd like a message. That's cute. She was the vessel.
You kind of did. Also Nina. Okay. So, I saw that somebody's mentioned my hair. I know it's a little bit like Hermie. You remember the elf in Rudolph? I kind of got that little Hermie flip going.
Do you want to be a dentist?
Yeah. Or there was some cartoon character, Johnny or something. Anyway. That's okay.
That's a riot.
Mom Maria.
Johnny Bravo. That's a possible one too.
Johnny Bravo, yeah, kind of like that. But there was a little kid too that had a weird flip hair.
Thank you, Suzanne. That's so sweet of you. Thank you, dear.
Yep. There you go. That's true too, what she said.
Bumps in the road are meant to slow us down. Yep.
So
yeah, and don't. I'm sorry. Go right ahead. No.
So Wiki, I am seeing your mom Nina on the stage, and she's giving me kind of a lot of messages at once. First, I want to note she's giving you 3 roses that are kind of an apricot color, very, very full, like David Austin roses. And I think this light orange color has some sort of significance, but I'm not really knowing what it is. And then she's letting me know that this is one of the exciting days of her life. Your birth was one of the most exciting days. She said when she was in body, she probably wasn't all that happy about it then, but she knows now, looking back, how exciting this was, bringing new life onto the earth, being a vessel.
Yeah.
And so, Nina, do you have more to say to her? She's like, just know that you're always in my heart. I'm always with you. I'm just a little bit away. And then it's like she's clutching that bouquet of those 3 big roses, those 3 big kind of orange roses, as if she's kind of hugging you.
No. She loved roses, she says.
Ah.
She did. Yeah. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Okay, well,
Mark?
Yeah. Well, came she came when I was looking for her. She kind of gave me that image of, meant to be a mother kind of an image, a little bit like old school, a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
but huggable mom energy, um, sort of like this is the way it seemed like. Yeah, I'm coming. I'm busy. I'll be right there. But a little bit like mom when she's doing dishes or something, just got to dry her hands or something like that. A little bit like that. So I felt like she was busy, like a family, taking care of the family. She also says that a lot of times on the earth, she tend to look at things as half empty, or maybe she did that more than she liked. And she realizes it's much smarter to look at the half full size. This is Five of Cups. But this is sort of like something that she observed once she got over there that, oh, I did tend to do that more than I even realized or something. And seeing how, that would make a difference in the result, sort of.
Mm-hmm.
She watches over you. She, I guess she's trying to say, she watches over your finances or something. She's talking about that, like, she makes sure that's okay, or she watches over that. But you're always her child. Always, it's just like when you first started out, she still thinks of you like, my baby on the road. Here's the Fool card, but she still kind of sees you as that beginning soul starting out, even now. And she's so, just one final thing for her. She's so proud of you. So Three of Cups, kind of the dance of joy about you.
Mm-hmm. Mm. Well, I find it interesting that you said we kind of went through my birth together, because what did I get but a baby in a womb? So yes, she says, yes, I am your mother. She said, during the time that I was pregnant, pregnant women were kind of treated like trash at times. They weren't as understood, and we didn't worry about things, or we weren't told things weren't good for us at that time. We just had to kind of wing it. And but she said I had a lot of elves around me keeping me in line, when I had you in the hospital, and that was very cool. And she said, you and I were just explorers, and we loved exploring together, and we'll be doing more of that in times to come. So that's what I get for you, sweetie. Yep.
Right.
All right. Yeah. Everybody is so kind in the chat, reaching out. I don't want anybody in the chat to worry that your question, everyone's really concerned or whatever, because that's what we do here. You don't bring us down by bringing in a question that's upsetting or anything like that. I just want you to know that this is how this community works. We want to uplift and hopefully make you feel better. So Erin, don't worry about any of that. Okay, honey? All right. So Deborah is wondering about her little girl, Tootsie.
Just before I get to Tootsie,
Okay.
Ricky said that somebody was sending dimes. So I'm wondering, maybe that's what she's talking about, that money. Dimes aren't very much, but it was some kind of, I'm looking at money or something. But that would be funny if she is sending you messages, like little hellos with dimes or something. But it was like money. Yeah. She wanted me to talk about money. So I don't know.
Well, if you look at Wiki's, one of her comments, she said she was a discount baby. She worked for her mother worked for the OBGYN. So maybe the Times was reminding her, you're my discount baby.
Oh my God, that is so funny. That's funny.
It's
Yeah.
very interesting to me.
It is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is my little girl Tootsie nearing her end? Is Tootsie a doggy?
I'm assuming Tootsie is an animal.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a dog or a
Or a
cat.
cat.
Feel
Okay.
Yeah.
like dog, but
I'll let you know when she posts it, what it is.
so little Tootsie, what's going on? Could be a kitty though.
You're welcome, Wiki. Yes. She says yes. So it must be a dog. Yeah.
Dog. Okay.
Mhm.
Going on, Tootsie Pie.
So when
And-
you take Tootsie out to go to the bathroom, does she have a Tootsie roll?
well, she's older, huh? Too. Chocolate lab. Oh,
Yeah.
chocolate lab.
Okay.
There's a Tootsie Roll. It's just a little pretty chocolate.
Yeah.
Those chocolate labs
It
are
is
so
cute.
beautiful. That
Cute
brown
name.
color.
They are. They are. Yes.
I had an aunt named Tootsie too. Like that. So she's, I don't know. I'm feeling like she's probably older. Feels like that to me. That she's, moving up there. I don't really, she's saying, I don't want you to think I'm in a lot of pain. She is saying that.
16.
Yeah.
Oh, 16.
And that's pretty old for a black.
Yeah.
I mean, that doesn't sound old, but that's getting up there.
Right.
And she's not really telling me she's in like, she don't want you to think, oh, I'm just in pain. I'm not getting that. It is more like I'm looking at my next adventure, or considering or think, it's getting to look at what transition might be. I also feel like there's another dog, or is it a dog that visits, that's already in spirit form, maybe, that's coming to visit Tootsie. She's very satisfied. She feels so loved. None of that has changed. If anything, she just feels a little more tired. So looks like her legs hurt some, like maybe in the hip a little bit. But it's not like she's just, going around in pain, as far as she's telling me. She doesn't want you to worry about her. She just feels so well cared for. She likes being at home. She likes right there, her regular sleeping spot and all that. Like I'm not getting this take me to the vet kind of a thing, or thing like that. It feels more like she probably just, when the time comes, she'll just pass on her own.
Yeah.
A little bit of walking trouble. Yeah. So I'm not seeing it like immediately, but we're getting close. What do you guys think?
Well, Terry, you go, because you probably saw something.
Well, well, when I see Tootsie on my stage, she kind of lumbers in and kind of flops over and lays by me, and she's tired. She's old. I do think that it's not too far away. I mean, I think it's soon, not super soon, not like tomorrow.
Yeah,
But it's soon, And then then she does something kind of unusual. Because she's telling me what a great life she had with you, how happy. I mean, look how long she's lived, and I mean, you obviously took super good care of her. And then she kind of gets up and she gets a little bit more energy, like she suddenly transforms a little younger. And she sits up and begs. You know how
Oh,
they sit back on their
yeah.
legs,
On their
beg, and
haunches.
they go,
Yeah.
she says,
Uh-huh.
"Please, what's with the begging?" And she says, um, I feel like what she's saying here is she's begging you not to get too sad when this happens,
Uh,
not to
uh,
mourn too very, very long because um, she's going to be with you in spirit. She's going to still remain around, and she wants you to be happy. And then she tagged on because they always do for me. Put a little tag on. She's like, "And you can give me my favorite treats because obviously I'm not going to be here that long. So a little chocolate isn't going to hurt." And I'm like, okay, yes, they work it at the end too. So she's saying,
mhm. Yeah,
you know,
that's funny.
give her the treats. So,
Yes, ice cream and stuff like
yeah.
that. Yeah. So I get here that she holds her shield up sometimes. She doesn't really let you know exactly how she's feeling. You may be able to intuit it by the way she walks or the way she moves around, but she kind of says, I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm holding on. But then I see that there are times when she's almost like a sunken ship. She's her energy is down, it's in she knows that she's older and that things are going to change for her eventually. But I want you to know this is the best card. She says, "Mom, you're my true compass. You are my true compass. I'm staying here for you. You are my true north. I love you." Look at that. That's so beautiful.
Mhm. And just two more quick words, because
Yep.
while those guys were talking, I'm just asking this as a question, Spirit Tribe, or Deborah. Um, did you guys? Oh, you said you've just had her for 3 years. Did you have to work a little bit with habits or something, or a little bit of training or something like that? Because I feel like maybe she had a couple of accidents or something. I don't know, but she's talking a little bit about training and that you went through a little bit of training together. At first, I thought that it might have been when she was a puppy, but you got her as a rescue. So it feels like maybe she had to learn some stuff when you first got her. Uh, but the other thing she's talking to me a little bit about this companionship through thick and thin.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm not 100% sure.
Oh, she
Oh,
was in bad shape.
okay.
Mangled.
That this is the first time she's been around you. You may have known her
Mm.
before. Um,
Mm.
and so she kind of cycled back around because she needed that special attention. And I feel like
Mm-hmm.
you may have felt really familiar with her right off the bat, or you kind of like took to each other pretty quickly, even though she needed some extra love and care. Anyway, I don't know. She gave me this card, and that a lot of times makes me feel like you may have been together more than one time. Anyway. Oh, she has.
They come back to those. Yeah, they come back to those that they love so much. And I bet that's true. I bet that's true.
Because she get that. I didn't pull that one up, but it was the little bad girl, which a lot of times you'll hear if you have PP accidents or something. So I
Yes.
could see she was talking. Let's see, because I didn't show this one because I don't like to, but that one also came up.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's
Yep.
what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Oh, there was some training that went on or something. And a
My
little
Bella went through that too with
accident.
incontinence, and she felt so shamed for
Yeah.
that. Yeah, she did. Yep. All right. Thank you, dear. I know it's never an easy time to ask about that, but she reminds you of a rescue you had, a Cocker Spaniel named Sadie. Well,
Yeah.
that wouldn't be a surprise then. That's
No,
probably true.
she
Yeah.
would remind you of something on purpose.
Yeah.
And again, neither one of us are getting that it's like tomorrow or anything.
Right. Right.
So, enjoy her for every minute.
Enjoy her.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So Nalani would love a message from her mom, Betty. Betty boop, Betty boop, Betty boop boop be doop. All right.
Betty, Betty, Betty.
Oh.
Betty, please. mess. Let me see. I'm going to use these new cards. Sorry.
Well, Nalani, she really comes forth as a really big spirit. A big, what I mean is that her energy's big. She's just really large, and she's kind of really flooding my vision with a lot of yellows, oranges, reds, browns, just really, kind of really feeling it out. And in fact, the colors almost make like a. If I were looking at a map, I would say this looks like a tributary river of some sort. Um,
She was in
and so,
Aries.
And as I'm looking at that, so Betty, what are you trying to tell me? What are you trying to tell Nalani? She feels like that her mothering style may have been overwhelming a bit. Maybe that's why she's showing me this, how big she was, how big her energy was. That maybe she was a little bit overwhelming as a mother. She is she like sorry, not sorry. It's a okay. So what is that there, Betty? Sorry, not sorry. Why are? She said I wouldn't change being with you. I wouldn't. I'm so happy about our journey. I'm so happy how much life we got to have together. She said, I'm so proud of you. I'm proud of your growth and how you're going. And then as I'm looking, there's just more sunlights coming in, more yellow, more sunlights coming in. And she's just, I think that's just, she's so proud of you. And she's showing me that there's more to go. So I think you guys have a little more. Maybe you guys are even going to go together in another life. Again, that she's probably soul family. She's just showing me like future, just a lot of future going still.
Yeah. Well, she said she was a dancer and a choreographer, so that's interesting, isn't it? Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I hear her saying hypnicity. It's Betty, right? Betty.
Yes.
I feel like she's been trying to communicate with you, or maybe she sends you little bitty messages or something, because I get connection and recognition. So I feel like, I can't do two at once. Connection where it says, with kind of whispering love messages, like from behind, and you're going, what? Wait, what was that? Seemed like, and she's wondering if you ever recognize, that she's there with you, whispering over your shoulder or patting you or something like that, because she's very concerned with your outcomes. She also says that maybe she wasn't the world's bestest mother. she did the best she knew how, but sometimes looking from a different perspective, she may have done some things differently or been more, better, or different. But considering her upbringing and stuff like that, she didn't do so bad. But she says sometimes you probably felt like you maybe could have had a little more attention, or you were maybe left on your own sometimes, or fussed at, or go to your room kind of a thing. So she may have come across, she feels like harsh or bossy, and that some of that stuff she would do differently. But you guys being together, mother and daughter, were a good team, and you learned together. You actually built, it's a 22, which happens to be my life path number, but that's usually foundation building. You see them like the teamwork building the house. So in some ways, you helped each other build your own foundations. You were meant to be together, mother and daughter, in this lifetime. So maybe you've been working on it for a while and you kind of switch positions and stuff, but you make a good team is the bottom line of that. And she still thinks so, even though she's on the other side. So I think that's what I'm hearing. Oh, she was your pal. There you go.
So
okay.
I was going to say, I quickly grabbed my pendulum to see if she's the one making your nose itch, and it said no. But then I heard uncle. Some uncle is doing that.
Or it could be somebody pulling at their arm going, uncle, uncle. When remember that when they say that means I give up. Yeah. All right. So she says it's in your nature to hold on too tightly to outcome. She wants you to let go of the outcome that you've been holding on to for a long time, and there you will find your success. That's all I get. All right. So thank you, dear. Thank you very much. All right. Viviani is next. Oh, uncle could be your brother Larry. Yeah, maybe. Might be.
Yeah, I heard that right away, that it was her brother.
Okay. Then it's your brother Larry. Yeah. Those of you who are putting questions up, we are at 10 minutes before the hour, and we're going to have to go over anyway, but I can't take any more questions. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. Mark and I will be back on Sunday if you want to come back and bring questions in. And I'm sure that Mark has other shows. He's got a pan show, I believe, on Saturday.
That's right.
And Terry's doing are you doing something with the girls tomorrow? I don't know.
I think I'm doing something with Terry Lee. If not, on Monday I'm doing something with the Crohn's Zone ladies. In fact, I think Jean is presenting, and I think it's going to be so.
Just wonderful. So people know, there will be other opportunities, and I'm sorry that we
can't.
At
1 Eastern, I'm reading with Terry, not this Terry. Another Terry.
Okay.
At 1 Eastern.
There you go.
You can come bring questions over there.
All right.
Okay, may I have a question for Viviani?
Yeah, I'm sorry, everybody. We started 2:30 or 5:30 Eastern time. So. Oh, boy. Well, Vivian, I'm going to read this for you because, oh, my God, it came up again. The worry card. You're worried, worried, worried. And it's all over your face if you look and see the card. They're telling you that you need to embody the highest version of yourself and remember the law of attraction. And remember, you do attract that which you put out. So you don't want to worry because you don't need to bring in any more worry. All right, sweetheart. And it says, take the first step. And I'm getting another releasing, asking you to release the outcome. I'm getting that from this card. So big hugs, girlfriend.
So, Viviani, as I kind of tuned into your guides, they kind of showed me a bouquet of flowers, just a nice little spring bouquet. But then they called my attention to one part of it, and then even told me what it was. So it was elderberry flowers.
Oh.
Um, and there. So then they got me to concentrate on elderberries, that both the flowers, the berries, and they're then leading me to that you need a little bit more self-care, and feel like they're suggesting that they'd like you to sit down, have a little tea, and use that time each day to do a little bit of um, unwinding, a little bit of meditation or prayer. Maybe that might be a great time to unburden some of those worries. Um, so there's some sort of self-care centered around kind of elderberry tea or tincture or something like that. But the other thing is maybe you should Google what elderberry means spiritually too.
You can make wine out of it.
Yeah.
I never had it, but
Maybe that's the tincture they want to.
That's an Elton John song, Elderberry Wine.
Yeah. Oh yeah, a tincture. That would be like a tincture. Yeah, maybe she's supposed to get drunk and throw caution to the wind. No, Viviani, a little bit of that, riding a little bit on the coattails here, but and we all can get into the worry thing, but a little bit like it's not so much worry. Well, it is a little bit like what's coming in the future. I'm afraid to move today because what might happen in the future. So, in some ways, thinking more about the future than in the present moment, and that's because I get this legacy card. You learned it. It's a learned behavior, and so no need to feel guilty or be blaming. Just know, oh, I learned that. I don't have to spend so much time doing that anymore. They're getting their beautiful little cute picture taken and worrying about how's it going to turn out rather than just being cute for the snap. I love these new cards I got. It's the first time I'm using them, but they're fun because I don't have very many Oracle cards that I use. But so there's that. So the reason I didn't bring that up because they're really encouraging you to be willing to be more spontaneous and in the moment. Because, oops, his little butt's showing, but you never know what might come along if you're just willing. Now, that's also putting faith and trust that you don't really have to do anything. The universe will just provide for you. And the more you sort of live in that faith and trust, the more the universe is able to provide that. It kind of fills that in for you. I feel like I was reading for you earlier when we talked about that energy. The Pan's been coming out talking about like that incoming wave of good energy for everybody who's on the love train. That includes you. So be willing to have a little spontaneous windfall, a little spontaneous victory. So don't worry about what's coming. Just enjoy today. And then all of a sudden, oh boy, being in that faith energy, when you just don't, sometimes it's hard just to do nothing. That's why it's kind of good not just get drunk. Some days you just do nothing. It's more about just having faith that you're being cared for and the universe is on your side. And today you don't really need to work at it or anything. You know what I mean? They're doing it today. You got the day off. Do something fun. So in that, what that does, it brings more luck into your life. Oh, damn it. One of these days I'll learn how to do cards on camera. More luck because you're opened up to it. That worry kind of,
Yeah.
tells me this all the time, it stops the forward movement. But
There
that's
you
just what
go.
happens. And it brings more harmony. So
Mm.
I had to finally stop because I was loving each card. So, but anyway, I like that message. It's something we can all,
Such a lovely word. I'm thinking of all the, the more I think about it, we grew up in the right time, Mark, and anybody here that was alive in the 70s and can remember all the beautiful music, because it really fits so much. It's unbelievable. It really does. Like the Love Train, and others.
Yeah.
That was great. That was great. That's a lot to remember, Viviani, but you will, I know. So we got Spirit Watcher Suzanne, who wonders, what did the orange orb represent that she must have seen?
The first one I read that, I thought it said, what did the orange orb president? Like I thought it was
Yeah, don't have it represent him, please.
I thought it was the Trump question. Okay, she saw it last night.
Mm-hmm.
Where's that coming from?
Thanks, Jessica Lynn. Okay.
I don't know. It feels celestial, I think. And then I try to figure out, where'd that come from?
Well, I got that it's Arcturian in nature. And they said family visit.
Oh.
Maybe they were just checking in on you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Some of your family from the stars.
Well, I feel like that too, though, Terry, because my first thought was space, Space Brothers. And, you can kind of get sort of a strong feeling, like if it's a loved one or something like that. But it was like celestial, like in space. So it is some kind of, I have an Arcturian guide. Oh, well, there you go.
Oh, okay.
She says she has an Arcturian guide.
Yeah.
So
look at this. I get the Golden Palace. It's like it came from a very spiritual place.
Oh.
And it was to remind you of your roots. That's what I'm feeling. Whether that be starseed roots or, yeah. Wow.
And kind of like, hello, sort of like greeting, kind of like a test greeting to see if you would see it or something like that. But, I really feel like the ETs are up in their game quite a bit.
Yes, they are.
I mean, if you watch the news, the internet, just every day there's a new something about it. So
this weekend coming up, there's going to be a lot going on. There's a huge conference with Dr. Stephen Greer, and I'm going to be talking about it Saturday, and it's got a link to it. You can go to it free.
Oh, cool.
It's all about what's been hidden all these years. Yeah.
Wow.
All right. Terry, anything? Oh, you got it already. You were the one that led this whole shebang. Okay. Sorry. All right. Jessica Lynn, summer solstice message from her guides. All right. Chris M, are you still here? And I think Aaron is still here. I just want to make sure. Chris M. Yes, Michelle, you're right. Yes.
Where are my... Oh.
Oh, wow.
He came home. Oh, yay, cat mommy meow.
Yes, Pookie did come home. I forgot to tell you.
Oh,
Pookie did come home. Yes.
good.
Okay, Chris, thank you.
Hear that.
Yep. Thanks, Miss Mims.
I don't know. I feel like I told you she wasn't coming home. I can't remember.
You thought she crossed, I think.
Oh.
But I think that's the energy. We did another reading on her, and I kept getting the word trust in everything that I was getting for Pookie.
Mhm.
But it took a few days. It wasn't like immediately. So, yeah. I know. Yeah.
I'm so happy she's back. And that she proved me wrong, too. Little Pookie.
Mm-hmm. Well, all right. So what I've got for you, Jessica, is walk in strength. Walk in your strength as you go through this new solstice. And if you're confused about anything at all, ask your guides and your angels for guidance. Tell them that you're working on this path and you're wanting to get signs, because what they'll do is they'll put you in direction that you need to be going in. They'll, synchronicities will come up, look for coincidences, or look for feathers, or look for, all these little signs that are around you. And you'll know that you're absolutely working on what it is you need to be doing.
Did you notice that every card you drew had an orange orb in it?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. Now that you mention it.
Yeah. So what they showed, I saw your guides file onto my stage. A very interesting bunch of guides, really weird looking. I mean, really unusual.
Uh-huh.
Definitely some guides from maybe some places I've never seen before. And then they started to kind of braid themselves together, and they like coalesced into this big, tall, braided rope, kind of like a big, big. And they told me, trust. You need to trust your next part of the journey in your summer solstice, that they're going to be working with you more. You're going to see, I think spiritually, you're going to see some different things, and they're saying, look at it from a different perspective. And that's why I think because they were very small guys, and then they became very large, and they're saying, look at it from a different perspective. When you catch something out of the side of your eye and you're like, did I see that? They're like saying, you did see it. You just need to think about it differently.
Uh-huh.
So trust, there's kind of cool things coming up for you in the summer solstice, maybe a little weird.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah, I agree with that. And I've been, I don't know, all of a sudden I'm on preaching that over and over, that this summer solstice has a little bit of flair to it. It's sort of like, it's a little different than usual. It's this way he describes it to me. It's like a big karmic return for everybody. So if you've been spending your time focused on love and healing and good for all, your karmic return will reflect that. And it's going to be in physical form. It's like windfall, good energy, feeling good, things feeling uplifted, a better time about it. And I feel like you've been on that train. And then the reverse goes, if you're someone who's just spewing, hate and judgment, blah, 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 your karmic return will reflect that. And that's sort of like coming for the summer. And I hear it with the summer solstice. It's really a balancing that's coming through. This is a temperance card, but
that's beautiful. Yeah.
It's like sweeping balancing, it kind of goes worldwide. We all like, and it's big. Normally karma would just work, but this is sort of like a group thing or something. That's what I keep hearing. We'll see.
It sounds almost like a cleansing of everybody, if you know what I mean. We're going to be like made fresh again.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
But it's sort of like it's very much like the boomerang energy. It will reflect what you've been putting in. It's going to come back like that. And so give me the Hierophant, which looks again like some of you get this part, some of you get that. It's sort of, even though it's happening all at once, you can have very opposite reactions. But for you specifically, Jessica, I get good coming in, 6 of Wands.
Ooh-wee. Look at that.
And I think that's pretty much for all of us who, are dedicated to that and just do the best we can to live as that. That's kind of, it's like a little bit of a payday. I keep hearing it's like a little bit of a gift. Universe doesn't mean we stop working. We're still channeling that energy into the earth and anchoring it. But it's like a little bit of a thanks, guys. That's what I feel.
Yay. Sounds like fun. Get all your popcorn out, Jessica Lynn, before the solstice and be ready to sit and eat it.
You guys,
that's really
Mark, you were right on that one.
Oh, yeah. Mark, do not. We can't, what is it, 70%?
Oh, yeah.
But that's all, yeah.
Oh, no, I'm fine with that. Yeah.
Okay. No, it's all good, Mark. Yeah. I feel that way myself when things are totally different. But I have to realize that, we're not 100%. There you go. So Miss Mims just wants a card. So
and just remember.
Miss Mims. I love Miss Mims. I got to hug her and everything when I was in Sedona. She's fabulous. She is fabulous. All right. I'm going to pull one of those cards of law of attraction or whatever you call it. The laws. Ooh. The law of harmony. Dissolve all discordance and chaos. Easier said than done. But work to balance the two sides and come to something that would occur in the middle. Because that's the word. That word has come up today too, Mark. You've had that a couple of times in your cards.
Yeah.
So harmony is needed, Mims. There you go.
Well, Mims, I pulled you a card too, and I am using the Priestesses of Light deck, and I pulled Clairvoyance. Inspiration, interpretation, and trust. Wow. I'll just look at the book real quick because I've never pulled this card before. That's the Oracle of Delphi, gazing into a divination bowl.
Wow.
And they're just saying you're really going to up your intuitive energy.
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
I believe that. I do. That's the coolest thing in the whole world. The two signs over the Oracle of Delphi was Go Within, and the other one was, oh God, now I won't be able to remember. Anyway, I'll look it up while Mark is thinking about what he's doing.
No, I just think they're telling you, I get the good old teamwork again, the 22 card. But they're talking a little bit like, don't forget, they're helping you, they work with you, they team up with you. Even when you're doing construction, and I know you're doing all that, and refurbishing and working with workers and all that stuff. But they don't want you to forget that they're supporting you, even through practical, physical, earthy things. You always got that support. There's support. That support team with you, helping you across the street. So I know sometimes it gets a little like, oh, and so they just want to remind you, we're still here.
You're working on your clairvoyance. Well, good for you, Miss Mims. That's great. Yes. Yep. And know thyself, nothing in excess. That's the story of the Oracle at Delphi. Yeah. So that's the balance. That's the harmony. Ooh-wee. All right. Chris Sam just welcomed a baby girl on the 15th. Her spouse and her have been sleeping on opposite sides of the house. Just started counseling. Any advice on navigating this? Well, Terry and I could probably give you like motherly advice. It isn't unusual for people to want to sleep. So sleeping on opposite sides of the house really does work. That way one person gets to take care of the baby and the other one gets to rest a little while. So there you go with that. but it's very stressful. It's a very stressful time, especially if you only have a certain period of time to work. I'm guessing this is your first baby, Chris? I don't know. All right.
What kind of counseling? I mean, are you guys sleeping on opposite sides of the house because you're mad at each other or because the baby's keeping you awake? I first girl, the fifth child. Okay, well, you're experienced in that department.
Yeah, no problem with that. Right.
Oh.
All right. Wow. I have an understandable confusion, because your vision of how this should work is not the way that it's working right now for you. But you are going through a transformation. Probably both of you are. And, adding another child to the mix makes it probably more difficult. And what was really interesting was that the next card and this one came out together. And this is what I'm feeling. There's some feeling of restricted freedom, which makes perfect sense. Because if you've already got 4 other kids and now you've got a little baby again, there's another 18 years ahead of you at least. Just sort of start fresh with a brand new baby. But I don't know if that resonates at all.
Yeah.
Did you put those cards away already, Aley? Can you grab the first card back out?
I will. Yep. Confusion.
Okay, hold that up a sec because that has something to do with what I saw. So
Okay.
if you see the starriness around behind the figure, has like these blue starriness kind of all around there. You could put it down now because you're
okay, honey.
Tired.
No problem. No problem.
They showed me your household, and then I saw an angel. I don't know what angel, but it looked like they were blowing that starriness we just saw, just blowing that into your household. And so I believe what they're doing is that they are completely aware of this, and they're trying to send in healing energy. Angels, can you tell me a little bit more? What does this starry energy mean? The starry energy contains the idea, the gratitude for each other, gratitude for kids, gratitude to the universe, healing and love. Yeah, healing and love. That's what I get, that they're blown. I just see them kind of blowing this into your household. So I hope that helps.
So the feelings have been expressed about anything, and she dismisses or invalidates, and they're in counseling because I'm not feeling comfortable living that way. But it's been less than a month, right? I mean, the 15th would have been just a month ago. All right. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like you both have your shields up. Both of you. So it's like we're both feeling the need to protect ourselves. I do think counseling will help because I get guidance is on the way. So I think that's a good idea, to reach out to someone who's not either you or the partner. Yeah. And that was a good step, I think, because some of it's about the age you're at now, but you kind of went different directions all of a sudden a little bit. So of course you're out of harmony.
Out of harmony. Yeah.
Yeah, and you're saying that already. I don't know. I feel like work is somehow involved too, about work or something.
Mm.
And then there's like this idea that everything should be just like it was when we had the first kid, and it's not really.
Mm.
That's not
Mm-hmm.
happening. And there's some, I don't know, blame about that or something.
Yeah.
And also like an unwillingness to give in, and I kind of feel that from the partner, but I don't want to like pick sides or anything like that. But I still think it's a good idea to have a third party come in there
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
help you make some choices.
At least she's willing to go to the therapy with you, and that's a big part of, because there's some people that they get to a point where they don't want to go anymore, and it's one-sided. So I want to send you lots of love, and I sure hope that things work out well for you. It's really, really hard. It is a stressful time to have a baby, it's small, and to be going through other things too. All right. Oh, I'm wondering. Yeah, she might have hormone issues. She might have postpartum depression. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Deborah, for mentioning hormone issues. It could be postpartum depression. Yes. Don't give up. Not yet. Yep. All right. The last one we have for this evening is Erin O'Nugent, and she has been getting a lot of feedback from people in the chat because they're trying to encourage her not to feel, badly, and that things are always better. It's always dark before the dawn. But she wonders if she's hit rock bottom. Will you have a chance at happiness, love, or anything good? She feels lost. And I have to tell you that you're probably going through a thing called the dark night of the soul. We've all gone through it, and there is a light at the end of the tunnel. But let's see what the guides and angels say from our readers. Thanks, Hershey. Take care, honey.
Yep. And Chris, she's really not in her right mind, so that might be hormones. She's kind of not in control of like her emotions or her thoughts. And I'm sorry, but it just comes up again as I'm looking at your comments. But she's so focused on her. It's like unusually focused on her. And no, it seems not normal. It's a little bit hard to control or something. Yeah. I'll be a little patient.
All right. Okay, Erin, the first card I pull is the Law of Truth. And look at the door. There's always a door waiting to be opened. Love unconditionally and create healthy boundaries. Do not, it could be that you're feeling as though what you're expecting hasn't come because you're expecting other people to be different. The only person that can be different is you. And it's not a criticism. It's just a way of looking at something. So create healthy boundaries and set those boundaries. Don't let anybody either walk on you or treat you badly, and make sure you love yourself, because we all go into the unknown at certain points in time. And that's exactly where you are right now. You're feeling blindfolded. And look at all the beauty around you. There's bird there, there's flowers there, and there's flowers hanging over your head, but you can't see it because you are sitting in that darkness right now. Be a gentle gardener. Take yourself outside, find the beauty in nature, find the beauty in animals or whatever else that may bring you, and make your own happiness, because we don't find it, we make it.
Love it.
Well, your guides are showing me like a ledge, like you're on a ledge, kind of. And there could be farther to fall because obviously you're on a ledge. But they're saying you do not need to fall. You don't need to do that. You don't. And then I see the background behind you light up, and I see them kind of pulling your arm, pulling you over, pulling you into the light. So, okay, so spirit guides, tell me a little bit more about what are you doing from her? So they're saying you always can go to the light. You always can look up. They said you always can have gratitude even for the worst things. Because, you came here to you learn those lessons. You came here to experience that because you can't experience any of those things where you're from.
Mm-hmm.
And they're saying, we know your heart. We know the goodness of your heart, and we know. Oh, okay, I get it. They're saying they know the goodness of your heart. They know none of this is a punishment at all. Not any of it is a punishment. Don't think of it that way at all. Think about, what am I learning? What am I supposed to learn? And then grab that little thread. This is what I'm supposed to learn. Grab that thread and start pulling it. Start really going down that rabbit hole. Like, what am I supposed to learn here? And always go towards the light. You'll be fine.
Yeah, that's true. You're having a little bit of back and forth, a little bit. You're pissing me off, universe.
And it's okay to be mad. It's all right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to get there to get beyond it. And I'm not criticizing that at all, because Lord knows
Right.
I've done it all.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a little bit mad because it's like, I want this now. This could not possibly be the thing. For me not to have the love of, this is just not it. I don't like it. I don't believe it. You're not watching me. Baloney. But this is what they're saying. They said it to me before too. Nope. You're right where you're supposed to be right now. It's a little bit more time about solitude than with somebody else, and that we need you where you are now. You're learning more about you. I know it's frustrating. You don't pretty much like it because you're lusting for that thing you're imagining in the future. I gotta have it. And it's sort of this back and forth, and they're trying to encourage you to know we got your back, even though the timing doesn't feel like what you want. Guidance is on the way. It's coming. Don't lose hope and just throw us out into the garbage because you feel like this couldn't possibly be me. I'm being funny, but this is because this is the way I've been before, like this, where I'm like, what the F is going on? You guys, what is... And then they're saying, so take a deep breath, be mad and yell at us if you want to, but please just allow it to let it happen the way it's going to for you. And, if you keep asking and asking and asking, and they keep just saying, well, you just need to sit, you need to sit, you need to sit, then you probably need to sit. And because it won't, sometimes they can't do it if it's not in alignment to what you for your highest good. So I think they got you back, sweetie. It's just that little period when we lose faith for a minute and we start thinking, I hate this. And why, but they haven't forsaken you. So I want you to know that.
It's the biggest WTF there is.
Yep.
Yeah. Sending you lots of love, Erin, and sending out also to Chris M with the situation at Chris's house. You've been seeing everything as a punishment, and it's yucky. I don't want everything to be great, but I need some. You do need balance, honey. Yeah, it's not a punishment. It's all another growth opportunity, and we hate getting those over and over again. Honestly,
Right.
Fine. Start with gratitude. Start with I am grateful because today the sun is out. I am grateful because I got up this morning. I had a yogurt for breakfast. write it down if you need to, and try to focus on that. And once you shift that energy where you're feeling like you're not punished anymore, things will start to move along. So,
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's hard. It's hard. And the only reason that we know how hard it is because we've done it. Yeah.
Yep.
And actually, that writing is a really good exercise. It seems so simple and like, how could that help? But it actually does.
It really does.
It's that worry stuff out of your brain. It puts it on paper. Then you can even do something like burn it, tear it up, throw it away, kind of get it out, process it out a little bit. And maybe that's why they want you just to be sort of, a little bit more hermity for now, because you're, working on your spirit and all that. But please don't feel like the universe is punishing you, because they're not.
Right. But it's also okay that she admitted it.
Exactly.
Because we do need to take it out and look at it.
Yeah.
What is it that's going on? And then once we do that, we sort of release the idea that, I can't be mad about something. Well, no, you can be.
Oh,
but
no.
you don't want to stay in it. You can't stay in it. Yeah.
I've had times where I've yelled and screamed at God in my car with the windows rolled up really bad and horribly.
Mm-hmm.
But guess what? Then after that, I felt so much better. And I just, it was like, whoo, I need to get that out for some reason. And I didn't like yelling at God or whatever, but it was.
Got it out. You got it out. Yep. Definitely. Yeah. Because depression is pushing it down. We don't want that. We don't need that. So thank you, Terry. Thank you, Mark. As always, have a wonderful time with you. Thanks to everybody in the chat, including moderators, Melinda and Jill and Viviani and Cat Mama, all of you. Honestly, thank you so much. We love you all. And check in on our different channels and sign up for them. And you can get a bell telling you when we may have more time to answer more questions. So there you go. All right. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.